All right, guys, here we go. We're looking at our other potatoes now. These are not ready to harvest, and these were in another part of the garden. Oh, here comes the airplane. Two airplanes. These were affected by the caterpillars later than the ones that were in the bags. The caterpillars actually started on the ones in the bags, and then they've moved over here. And this just represents a few days of damage that they've done to these plants. And so pretty much these are the worst of the plants that were damaged by the caterpillars. I have potatoes down there and behind me. They're not as bad yet. So we're going to have to intervene to prevent this from happening to them. Now, what kind of caterpillar is doing this damage? I have no idea. I'm not a caterpillarologist. This isn't NCIS or CI, whatever, Miami. I'm not a bugologist. I just know I came out here and looked, and I had caterpillars. I'm seeing if I can find one of the big fatties right now. They range in size from big fatty to little bitty, almost not even able to see them. But one thing that will help you at night, if you get a UV flashlight, and what these are made primarily for is detecting pet stains on carpet and furniture and stuff. And if you come out here at night with your UV flashlight, I'll include a picture here now. What happens when you shine the UV flashlight on the caterpillars, they will actually glow or be highlighted, whereas during the day, it's very hard to see them as they're camouflaged and they blend in with the plants. So these are available on Amazon. That's where I got this one, or a pet store, or maybe even the Walmarts or something. I tend not to try and use the big box stores, but a UV flashlight is invaluable in the garden, especially when it comes to finding the tomato hornworm, when they start eating up your tomatoes, because they will decimate your tomatoes just like these caterpillars have decimated the potatoes. All right, so we know that we got caterpillars. We've seen them. We've seen the effects of them. We've come out here with our light. We found a few. And we're like, okay, we have to do something. Well, what are we going to do? Well, if you're really a stickler about putting chemicals on your garden, you could come out here and just spend hours upon hours and pick every caterpillar off and send it to the caterpillar ranch or something like that. I don't know what you would do with it. If you had chickens, you could feed it to the chickens. Or you can go out and get yourself some Monterey BT, and this is an organic instrument. It is used for controlling worms and caterpillars on fruits, ornamentals, and shade trees. Now, this stuff works. It works on tomato hornworms and whatever kind of caterpillars these were, because when I sprayed these on the other potatoes, within a day, the caterpillars had either moved on or died because they were not anywhere to be found. And what you do is you just get some of this and you mix it in a spray bottle like this, and then you come out here and you give it a good spray. Now, what I would not recommend, I would not, if you look across the tops of the leaves, you're not going to see the caterpillars. The caterpillars are underneath the leaves and on the bottom, so that's where I would spray. How this stuff works is hold on, here comes the airplane. How this stuff works is it is an active bacterial agent in there, right? And so when the caterpillar eats it, something happens to their poor little digestive systems and they can't eat no more, and then they die off. Terrible for them, but great for us, because I want potatoes. And I want my potatoes to get up to a decent size. So they chose to be here. I didn't ask them to come, so they got to go. All right, so when you're spraying, you just get your little sprayer, you pump it up. All right, and then we ask Gunner to leave. Gunner, get out of the way. Shoo, 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 shoo. We'll give it a little test shot. All right, the direct mode, you can spray stuff far away. It's good for soaking the tops. But then they have this nifty mist mode, and that's really good for getting underneath. So you just kind of lift up and then spray up underneath there, and then that'll do you. So you get under there real good, and then before you know it, you'll come out here tomorrow, and all the caterpillars are either moved on or they'll be dead. But that's about it. You know, I'm gonna spray the rest of the potatoes today. I'm also gonna spray, now what this stuff is good for squash vine borers. If you can catch them in time, spray your plants before the vine borers get in there and do their thing, then they won't be able to eat their way through your squash plants. So that's what we hope to do today. So I wish I didn't have all this stuff to do. I'd be at the air show, but I'll be watching the Thunderbirds later on the beach. So maybe I'll include some footage of that in the end of this. So there we go. But all right, well that's it. That's Potato Caterpillar Day here on Cultivate with Carl. We've covered a lot of stuff. We harvested our first load of new potatoes for the year. You know, some of them were small, but hey, I'm still very happy with it. And then we've gone over identifying how to identify caterpillar damage and what to do about it. So we've got a couple different methods. First of all, we look for the holes in the leaves. That's the telltale sign that you got something going on. Investigate it by flipping the leaves up and stuff, looking for the caterpillars. And once you identify you have some caterpillar problems, you can either pick them off if you only have a few. That mainly works a lot with the tomato hornworms, because but man, you might get a bucket full, you know, and if you don't have chickens, what are you gonna do with them? That's what I'm saying. Or you could get you a product like BT, which is organic, and then you could spray your plants down with that and then kill them off that way. There you go. So that's how we got it. So if you have any comments, put them down below. If you, you know, if you have any idea what happened to the potato harvest, you know, let's do a poll. Do you think that it was the not efficient watering, or do you think it was more the caterpillar damage that caused the potato yield to be a little small? Go ahead and put a comment in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give me a big old thumbs up and hit the like button. It helps out with the algorithm, and you know, this is just a hobby channel, but the more people that can see it, the better. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you watching, and hopefully I'm giving you some information you didn't know before, and hopefully it's something that'll work out for you. But I sure do enjoy doing this, and I enjoy bringing you along with me. So from Carl and the Squirrel Patrol, we sure appreciate you, and we'll see you next time on Cultivate with Carl.